Hi everyone, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my channel. That will help me to create more such videos. So in last few videos we have been talking about how do we fuzz a simple C program using various fuzzers, and in this video what we are going to talk about is how do we fix all the vulnerabilities which we have discovered through fuzzing, and later on we will talk about how do we do binary diffing. So what we are going to do in this video is that we are going to take our damn vulnerable C program. Let me open it up and show you. So this is our damn vulnerable C program which we have been fuzzing in our videos, and as you can see, it has one main function that calls process image function with the provided argument, and that provided argument is actually a file name. So what this process image function will do is that it will take this file name, it will open that file name, it will do some sanity checks over here, and then there is one structure, as you can notice over here, that is struct image, and this structure has a couple of variable, like there is a header, there is width which is of type integer, height which is again of type integer, and there is a data which is of type character. That is actually a 10 bytes of array over here. Header is of 4 bytes which is of type character. So inside a while loop, this program tries, this function tries to read all the data from the provided input file and inside the structure that is of image which we have declared over here, and till it is able to read the data from the file, it will loop around that particular file. So after that, what it will do is that it reads various value, it will calculate some values based on the image width and image height over here, and then it will allocate some memory using malloc calls. Then the issue which we found by fuzzing is that there are some crashes happening over here in this memcopy call. This is because we are not checking whether our malloc allocation is successful or not. So if you check the malloc's return value, what does it returns? It basically returns a pointer to the allocated memory. So if it is null, then it means that the memory has not been allocated. Let me open malloc all malloc details. So this is the syntax of malloc. You pass a size which is of type unsigned over here, and it actually returns a pointer to the allocated memory. If there is no memory allocation, if the request fails, then it will return null. So what we can do to avoid this issue over here is that we need to check if our buffer1 is null. If so, then we don't need to proceed further. We can simply display a message that malloc has been failed, and we can simply exit of this process image function, so that our fuzzer, it will not be able to go further, it will not be able to find any vulnerability over here. So that is how you will fix all these issues. So we need to add one check over here. Basically we will go through the program and we'll add this check in every place where we have malloc call. So one is over here, then second is over here, as you can see there is malloc over here, then there is third malloc over here. So I think we have only 3 mallocs. So this is where we are allocating the memory. So we need to add this check over here to fix the issues. Then second thing, we need to check if you will notice that there are a couple of double frees and use after free vulnerability over here. So you will notice that we are freeing up our memory over here, and then we are again freeing it up over here, or we are trying to copy some data over here. So we need to check if this memory is actually freed. In this case, if it is freed, then we simply need to return. We don't want to access that memory because it has already been freed. So we'll add one check over here and one check over here. We'll simply check if it is pointing to null, then we'll simply return. So that is another fix for double free and use after free. Then there is integer overflow, integer underflow over here. Same malloc check we'll add over here, and Then there is the divide by 0, so you can simply check if image height is equal to 0, then we simply return, so it will avoid UBSAN issue over here. Then there is out of bound read bytes, fast stack and heap buffer. So basically whenever we are trying to write or we are trying to read somewhere, we basically need to check if the index variable, index value which we are providing is inside the size of our size of the allocated buffer over here. So basically what we need to do over here is that we need to add one check where this size 3 is in between the range of this buffer 3 or the range of buffer 4. So buffer 3 is actually a stack. You can see that it is of size 10 bytes, so we can simply check the length over here. And buffer 4 is actually a malloc call over here, so we actually need to check if it is size if it is equal to size 3 over here. So I think I need to add something over here. I have not committed the latest version. I will just edit over here because it is always it will not cause any crash over here because we are only checking size 3. So let me write it as buffer 3 plus 100. Yeah, so we need to check it over here whether this size 3 is inside our buffer or not, and then only we can read it. Similarly, out of bound right over here, so let me write it over here as well, plus 100. So basically what I'm doing here is that I'm causing vulnerability by adding 100 over here. It will actually go beyond the buffer range. That is what we wanted, and then we'll see how to fix that. Then there is a memory leak over here, so we are simply pointing it to 0. So basically we need to free this buffer, so we'll add one check over here. If it is not freed, then if buffer 4 is not null, then we will free it over here, and that's it. That is how it will work over here, and that's it. So these are the simple steps you can use to fix your vulnerability. And what I'm going to do is that right now I'm using Linux, but if you remember Windows tutorial, if you followed my Windows damn vulnerable C program, how do we fuzz a DLL using WinAFL, then I'm going to fix it. I'm going to add all these checks, and I'm going to update the DLL. And in next videos we will see how do we do patch diffing using bindiff and IDA or bindiff and zhedra. So that will be another video, but in this video we are simply going to focus on how do we basically fix all these vulnerabilities. So let us go and fix all the vulnerabilities which we have discussed right now. So first one is over here. Let's add a simple check over here, that is if buffer 1 is equal to null, then we'll simply return return 0, or it is okay, it is returning integer, so that is fine. We can actually print one message as well that says buffer allocation failed. That's it over here. And before freeing it, okay, we are freeing it for the first time only, so that is fine. We can actually add a check over here, but fine, let's add one more check here. This is buffer 1 is equal to, so we will add a check over here, that is buffer 1 is not equal to null, or actually what we can do is that we can simply point this to null, because yeah, that will be the better approach. So what we will do over here is that buffer 1 is equal to null, and when it comes over here, when you pass null to a free, nothing will happen. So that is how we'll uh, prevent it. Yeah, another thing is we can actually add one check over here, but I think that is not needed. And yeah, use after free, so we can add a check over here. Let's say if buffer1 is equal to null, then we don't want to go there. We'll simply return over here. We return 0 and we'll print one message that is very repeat. That's it. So yeah, okay. Let me kind of here. Okay, and also we will assign something over here, so it will be fine. Yeah, so there's one more check, and we can actually add this check before else as well. That is fine. Another thing is same thing over here. We need to add if buffer2 is equal to null, then we will simply return. So return 0, we will add the error message before that. Error memory allocation failed. That's it. So there is one more check. I actually need to it is over there. Yeah, it's correct over here. Yeah, so we have fixed this use after free over here. Let's check what do we have. reallocation failed. Return, that is fine over here. We'll see over here before dividing it by height. We'll see if image or height is equal to 0. So we want to change my theme. Okay, this is looking much better now. So yeah, I need to add this image width. Image height is equal to 0. Then we will simply print the message. Printf error divide by 0 detected, or we can say height is 0, and we will simply return on this function. So yeah, that will work out. That's it. So this will actually prevent divide by 0 over here. Now another thing over here is that we are allocating buffer of size 3 over here. So size 3 is calculated over here. So if it gets allocated which is less than image data, we will have one issue. So let's check if buffer allocation is failed, first thing over here, and second thing we need to check if the size of buffer is less than image data. That is another thing we need to check over here. So we'll check two things. If buffer or buffer 4 is equal to null, then we will simply print the message that memory allocation failed. And we will return. So return 0 is fine. Okay, now inside mem copy also, before mem copy we also need to check the length if the allocated buffer is less than image data. So that check also we need to add over here. So let's simply add a check over here. If size of imp.data is greater than that is size 3, then we simply need to return because buffer is large over here, so buffer is small actually. We'll simply return over here. Let's print a message first. Error, not enough memory size, copy data. So these are the checks which we need to add. Let me quickly go through and add them, and then we will compile, and then we will fuzz it using AFL, and we'll see if we are getting any new crashes with that. I'm going to stop the video because the checks are same and it will take me some time to add because my Vim is running very slow. I have added some new plugins, so I don't want you to keep looking at the screen while I correct all the typo and everything. So I'm going to stop this and I will start it again. Okay, so I have added all the checks over here. You can see I have also added one more check, like for mem copy. If the data which we are copying is more than the size of the allocated buffer, then we also need to return over here. So that is another check I have added for our malloc calls as well. And for double free use after free memory leaks, I have also added couple of checks. So for memory leak, I will show you. I'm simply freeing the buffer because memory leak is when you don't free the buffer. So I'm simply freeing the buffer over here. It is pointing to null then, and then out of bound read and write. So what I'm doing over here is that I have added a check where I'm simply comparing the size. Say for example, buffer 3 is of 10 bytes, so I'm checking if size 3 is more than 9 because it starts from the 0. So actual range we have is from 0 to 9, so this should fix this issue. This is in case of stack. In case of heap, what I'm doing is that I'm simply checking if the variable which is actually calculating the size, I have created a new variable just to make it simple over here. If that variable is more than the size 3, that is size 4, if size 4 is more than size 3, then we are simply returning over here. So that will actually prevent this issue, and that's it. So it is pretty straightforward. It is very simple once you know the code, how the vulnerabilities get fixed. And now next step is that we are going to compile this and we'll run AFL again, and we'll see what kind of crashes we are getting, or if we are getting any crash at all or not. Let's see. So this is the command. First with AFL gcc imgread.c fsanitize is equal to address undefined. We are enabling asyn and ubsyn over here. Capital O0 means not optimized. We don't need optimized build. ggdb means generate debug symbols. Out file name, that is imgread_fix. So there is some typo. Let me fix it and I will compile it again. Okay, let's compile again. Okay, so you can see we have compiled it using AFL GCC. Let me do more thing. AFL. Okay, and let's fuzz it now. So if we'll fuzz again, we read for fix. Okay, that's it. So let's wait and see what kind of crashes we get. We found one crash, and that is we found another one. So let's see how many unique crashes we get, and then we will analyze that. So that will give us an idea of where we made a mistake, or if something is not fixed or not. If you remember, if you are watching old videos till that time, you might have received a lot of crashes if this was not a fixed program. But here you can see that we have only found 2 unique crashes as of now. So that is pretty okay. It has found total paths which are 8 over here. So let's wait for few more seconds and see if we get any more new unique crashes. This 2 unique crash means that we have missed something, so we will replicate this and we will analyze where we are missing it, and then we'll see. We'll try to fix that again. So let me cancel it now. I think don't have much time. So there are so far only 2 unique crashes. There are total paths which are 8, and 2 cycles have been done. There are few hangs, few timeouts, actually not, I will say hangs. So yeah, let's try to analyze the crashes which we have received now, and we will use our simple image read fix out default crashes. We'll see first crash. What is that? That is a stack buffer overflow over here, and it is in printf somewhere around here. So this is a general issue I'm getting with that, and let's see the second issue as well. So that is a integer overflow. There is a requested allocation size img read, that is at line 49. So let us see what we are doing over here, and then we'll see. So let's go to img read.c, and let's go to line 49. Okay, so there is a malloc error over here. The size is becoming very large because of integer overflow, and that is why our SN is crashing it. So if we really want to allocate this much memory, we need to set a flag that SN return large malloc is equal to true. That will work out. Another thing we can do is that for size 1 we can change it to unsigned int, and it will actually become very large. So we basically want to add some check over here. If the value of size 1 is more than a particular size, then we simply return, because we don't want our program to allocate that much amount of memory. So let's add one check over here. If size 1 is greater than, let's say, 0xFFFF, then we simply return. So let's print a message and then we'll return printf error large value of size 1 detected. Size 1 detected, and let's return 0. So even unsigned int is not needed, but having unsigned int will allow us to avoid integer overflow issues over here. And same thing we can do for our integer underflow as well, just in case it becomes very large. And it. So let's compile it and fuzz it again. Okay, so we have fixed one issue. Let's see. Hopefully only crash we'll get now is inside the printf. So there is one more unique crash. Okay, let's cancel this and again we will see issued score fix out default crashes. The first one is a same issue in printf, and let's see the second one. What was that? So this is a signed integer overflow. This is something different. It is at line 48. So again the value is becoming very large over here, and so yeah, that is the issue, and it is at line 48. So let's add a check. We can actually add a check over here if it is positive or not, and that should be enough for us as well. img dot width is more than let's say if it's more than 11 fff, since it is a signed integer over here. Or what we can do is that we can actually, let's do one thing, we'll change the structure over here. That will be here and here. That should be fine. Okay. And let's compile and fuzz it again. Sorry. Okay, fuzz it, compile it and fuzz it now. Let's see what happens. So far so good. We are only having one unique crash, and this is I think the same printf issue which you've been noticing. Let's wait for a few more seconds, few more maybe a minute, and see if we get any other crash. I'm going to stop the recording now. So you can see that I have ran it maybe over a few minutes, and I have not found any other unique crash. So I'm going to cancel it now, and let's see what crash we are getting. I'm assuming it is the same printf one. So yeah, there is only one crash, and it's inside the printf one over here. So let's see what this file contains, or let's dump it in the hex. So you will see that it contains 47 FA something. Now the problem, what problem we are facing, I will show you why it is crashing. So you will see that the character header is of 4 bytes, then there is a integer width and height, and then there is a data over here, and you will notice that it is trying to read the data and then it is trying to print it over here. So image header is trying to print, then it's trying to print image width and image height and image data, and you will see that image header, it is taking as %s. This is the coding issue. % means string, and unless you find a /0, it will continue printing that, so it will continue reading that. And that's why what is happening over here is that it is trying to read the data, it is trying to find /0 character, but it don't find, so it will go and read all the data past our buffer. Similarly, image data is used here, see over here, it is %s, that is a string, and it will try to look for /0, which is the string terminator in both the cases. So if it don't find, then it will actually cause the buffer overflow issue over here. So what I'm going to do it over here is that I'm going to leave it as an exercise to all the people who are watching my video. Try to figure out how can you fix that. I have already given you one hint over here, how can you fix it. You need to add some checks over here, maybe you want to change it over here. I'm not sure, just figure it out yourself. And if you have any questions or comment, feel free to post it on my YouTube channel, YouTube video, to reach me out on Twitter. And I hope that you have learned something from this. The code or fix may not be optimized, but I did try to fix all the issues, and in the future I probably will better organize my code. And I recently started using Vim, so it was very slow, not very used to that. So you might have noticed I struggled in this video. I avoided using VS Code or Visual Studio. So going forward, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to commit my changes on the GitHub. I will mark it as a damnable C, maybe img read fix, so you can compare. And then I'm also going to convert it into the DLL, and in next video we will see how do we do patch diffing, how do we figure out what has been fixed in the program, how do we locate the vulnerability by comparing to different version of the binary. So till then, please stay safe, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And if you want to cover a particular topic, then also please let me know, I will try to cover it. Stay safe, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my channel. Goodbye till next video.